What's going on, guys? Give me 1 second. I actually just ripped my microphone thing. This is a great way to start a live stream. Let me see how this goes back on. There we go. How's it going, guys? This is the first evening stream I've done in a very long time. Trying to fix my microphone I messed with my microphone stand today. Usually I kind of tuck it behind my computer monitor to kind of get it out of the way, you know. And it usually pokes up above my monitor a little bit, but I kind of tucked it lower today, which wasn't a good idea because it kind of messed up the arm of my microphone stand, and I need to fix it. I tucked it lower because I was trying to fit. I was trying to measure my wall and see what size shelf I need to fit this space and what size print I need to get in order to, fill in this space here and this space there. Anyway, you guys don't give a shit about that. What's going on, everybody? This is a low-key little live stream about Andor or whatever else you want to talk about, whatever's on your mind. Yeah, what's on your mind, guys? So, welcome. Little scatterbrain. Just put my daughter down to bed. Just tucked her in with my wife. My wife's going to read her some books, as we always do. But, yeah. All right, here we go. Took, good to see you. Can't stay, sadly, but loving it so far. Slow and methodical, but suspenseful, well acted, and visually stunning. I could not agree more. I think it's on track to be my favorite Star Wars live action show. If things continue the way they're doing right now, I'm all in, man. I just love it through and through. It's the drama of it is what draws me in. The way it's shot is, to me, light speed better than anything live action Star Wars wise that we've seen. You know, it's indeed a breath of fresh air, Luka Buka. Indeed. But yeah, man, wake me up. I need it. I haven't got much sleep the past few days, but there we go. I was debating about live streaming a little Battlefront this evening, but I just kind of had to like rush to get to my computer and start the live stream, so I didn't have time to kind of turn all that on and get it going and whatever. But here I am, man. Here I am. GRZMES. How do I pronounce that? Or is that okay? Can I just spell it out like that? Thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet, man. I greatly appreciate that. So, your support gets you a little special Discord role in the HelloGreedo Discord server. And you get to have a little nice, fun icon as a member of the fleet. Dude, I appreciate the hell out of that. Cheers, man. If everybody could do me a big favor. Oh, Grimes. Okay, there you go, Grimes. I will never forget that, Grimes. But if everybody could do me a big favor in the chat and say, welcome to the fleet, Grimes, I would greatly appreciate that. But yeah, man, welcome to the fleet. I appreciate the hell out of that support. You guys know I haven't really been that... I was, like, not active for 5 months on the channel. Didn't do anything, no upload, no live stream. And then I got back into the swing of things, uploaded a few videos, did a bunch of live streams. And now, like the past 2 weeks, I've barely done anything on the channel once again. It was just because of the hurricane, and I had to work multiple days in a row for you know, firefighter EMS stuff. Just because of the hurricane. Now I'm getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, here we go. Billy Lamb says, hey, HG, nice to be able to catch a stream. Just watched the latest episode 2 hours ago with my dad as he's been out of town, and we share all things Star Wars. Nice. The suspense is real. Hell yeah, man. What a fun little thing to do with your pops. That's a good time. What a good show to kind of to sit down and watch. I mean, like, yeah, Mandalorian's fun. It's a really good time, but this is just suspense and tension and drama. It's a good time, man. But hell yeah. Love the story so far. What's up, Chris? Yeah, I'm with you. They've done such a great job of setting the cast of characters up. I'm really curious. What is that character's name? Cyril? What is his name? Andor. Let's look. The guy who was like a corporate cop, basically. Corporate soldier. Cyril. Is that how you pronounce it? Cyril Karn? He is a great character. What a great character. What a great character. I cannot wait to see where his loyalty lies. In my head, I'm kind of wondering if his loyalty to the Empire is kind of swaying a little bit, you know? I mean, maybe I'm reading a little too deep into it, but I'm very curious. You know, at the end of the latest episode, he was looking at a hologram of Andor, right? Now, is he thinking that he wants to get this son of a bitch, or is he thinking like, the Empire just basically ruined my career? They tossed me to the wolves. I have no place in their rankings anymore. I have no job, no prospects anymore. Maybe he wants to go after the organization that kind of just screwed him, you know? Maybe I'm reading a little too deep into it, but that's kind of wondering. That's where my mind is wandering if that's what he's going to do, you know? Now we'll see. I'm kind of with you, Jack. I'm wondering if he's going to shift a little bit. We'll see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Grimes says, haven't been able to catch the recent streams due to work, but I'm glad to be able to catch this one. Hope you're well, HG. Yeah, I haven't really been doing that many in the past couple weeks. Again, just because of work, but and most of the time in the past few weeks or even the past month, I've been doing like morning streams or slight afternoon streams. This is the first evening stream I feel like I've done in a while. But I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, man. What do you think is better, Mando or Andor, B-Ball? They're very different. They're very different shows. But for me, see, I love... Who said that? Who said that? B-Ball. So B-Ball, I love the first season of Mando. You know, it stood on its own 2 feet. It didn't have a bunch of familiar faces in it. Didn't lean on what we already know, characters we're already familiar with. You know, it was its own self-contained, really cool first season. The second season was great. You know, I had a lot of fun with it, but it kind of left me behind a little bit just because it did introduce so many familiar faces, and to me that really does nothing for me. I kind of like it to be its own self-contained thing with new characters, new situations, you know, fresh faces, all that stuff. Andor, on the other hand, is like all fresh faces so far. Yeah, we're going to have like Saw Gerrera, and Andor in himself is a character that we've seen before, but he's not been explored intently. I think Andor is setting up to be my favorite live action show, even beyond Mando. The drama, in my opinion, is so much better. The way it's shot is so much better. It feels so different than anything we've gotten before. Because a lot of the live action stuff to me has felt very similar to one another. It's kind of gotten a little formulaic, even in the way it's shot, and the way it's done, the way it's written. This is very different. It's a breath of fresh air, you know, than what we've gotten before. And I hope, yeah. This is a fun song. Deer Hunter says, I would say Andor is average, but overrated for me so far. I think it's getting rated higher than it normally would because of how bad Star Wars has been as of late. A lot of current shows are way better right now. A lot of current shows are way better. Like, not in Star Wars, you mean? Just in general, a lot of current shows. I don't necessarily think that, especially with critics, you know, you're not going to get the critics score. How do I put this? That might be true if I don't really know how to put this. I can see like the audience score being bumped up a little bit if there's been a trail of not really well received Star Wars, and then something comes around that's different, tonally different, better quality, better writing, better dialogue, better characters. I can see maybe people's like disappointment with the past maybe influencing from a fan's perspective, influencing their thoughts on the current. I guess I could see that from a cynical point of view, but I don't think that could be true with maybe the critic score. I think a critic score is a little more. Their hands aren't as tight around the fandom of Star Wars. They don't really necessarily, that even I fall into this group too. They don't really necessarily care about like dictating canon or following a procedure. You know what I mean? Like adhering to the Star Wars formula. So when something comes around that's a little different, that's good. That's I hate to use the word objectively, but I feel like it's. Maybe I won't use that word because everybody's different, but I personally think it's way better written, better shot. The dialogue's way better written as well than any other live action Star Wars show we've gotten. So, I mean, to me, I just think it is better. Not even looking at anything else recent that's come out in this world of Star Wars. I just think it's a better quality show. Other current shows outside Star Wars, I mean. Yeah, I mean, I this is not as good as, like, I mean, what's a really good show that I've watched recently? I mean, it's different, The Crown is amazing. I would say The Crown is a better show than this, but that's comparing apples and chocolate pudding. I don't know, Oh, I meant to tell you guys at the tip top of the live stream when we started. We actually got Disney passes. We got annual passes. We bought them. In Florida, our governor gave us, like, first responders, gave us like a $1,300 check, like as a thank you, I guess, like a little bonus from the government. And I was like, fuck yeah, what do you want to do with this? Let's get Disney season passes and surprise our daughter. So that's what we did. We got, she doesn't know yet. My daughter doesn't know yet. So we got season passes and we're going within a week or so. And we're not going to tell her until we get in the car that morning. And we're going to tell her like we're going to the grocery store or something. And then we're curious how long it's going to take her for her to go like, where are we? What are we doing? Oh, we're going to Disney World. So it's going to be a fun little surprise for her. And I mentioned this, A, it's fun, but B, we were able to get reservations for Oga's Cantina, which I've never been to. I've been to Galaxy's Edge 3 times. We live so close we live 2 hours away from Disney World, so, it's easy for us to go down there. But we finally got Oga's Cantina reservations for like sometime in November, when me and my wife are actually just taking a date night trip down there. I'm super excited. Yeah, it'll be a good time. Anyway, Oscar, and Dylan, Oscar Rodriguez and Dylan Roberts. Thank you guys both for the first super chats and channel support of the stream. I appreciate the hell out of that. Oscar says, since I started working 12-hour night shift, it's hard to catch up with Star Wars. With vacation coming up, it'll probably be a while. So how's Andor? I feel you, man. I have a really hard time keeping up with it too. It's there we go. So when I work 24-hour shifts, and if I get home in the morning, sometimes I'm just so tired, and maybe it's a Wednesday and I just don't really feel like watching one. Can't watch one at work. I guess I could, but every time we start watching something at work, we get a call. It's just how it works. That's life, Oscar. Finding the time to. That's why, like, I do kind of like when a show dumps an entire season at once and you can just binge the shit out of it. In the past, I didn't really like that because I like the build up, but now with my schedule and trying to find the time to watch the most recent episode, I kind of wish everything was dumped at once. It's just so much easier for me to kind of binge 4 or 5 episodes at once, and then, but hey, that's not what they're doing. But now I've really enjoyed it, Oscar. It's kind of on track to be my favorite Star Wars live action show. It's way more dramatic, drama driven. The tone is different than any other Star Wars show. The acting, the characters, they've done a really good job kind of rounding them out and fleshing them out. Kind of setting up the chess pieces to see where this all goes, you know. But, yeah, it's great, man. I hope you enjoy it when you eventually get around to seeing it. What's good for you is that you'll be able to binge a shitload of episodes whenever you get the time, right? But I hope the night shift isn't too bad. It can be rough, right? Depending on what it is. But anyway, I hope you're doing well, Oscar. Cheers, man. And Dylan Roberts, thank you so much as well for the super chat and channel support. Dylan says, as ecstatic as I am that Andor is such an amazing series so far, it amplifies my frustration that shows like Obi-Wan and Boba Fett were so squandered. Yeah, those shows, like, I almost forget that I watched them. Like, I'm glad I watched them. There were, like anything, right? There were parts that I really enjoyed. There were some really great moments. That goes with anything. I mean, even movies that I'm not a fan of. Like, even The Rise of Skywalker, it's like one of my least favorite Star Wars movies of all time. I am not a fan of it much at all. But there's some really cool things in it, right? I mean, even if you don't like something, there's still some cool things that you can admire. But... yeah, but I just, those shows, like, this is so much better in almost every way than Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. You know, I'm sure people will disagree with me. Cool. We all like different things, right? But, I mean, everything about it, from the score to the cinematography, just the overall look of the show, the way it's shot, locations, the acting, the drama. Yeah, I don't dwell on things like that too much, Dylan. Like, I understand the frustrations for sure, and it could have been so much better, and you know, I get that. But for me, like, I've gotten to a point where I watch those shows, and maybe I'm not as attached to like prequel era Obi-Wan or Boba Fett, stuff like that, as a lot of other people. But I watch it and go, that was all right. And then I move on and kind of forget that I watched it. But, yeah, Dylan, I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying Andor. It's great that we're getting, you know, something fresh and new in the world of Star Wars. In terms of, like, story, character, and all that kind of stuff. And also fresh and new in terms of the way it's the production of the show, you know. It's great. Anyway, I appreciate that, Dylan. Cheers, man. The Dahmer show. Oh, you guys are do a Dahmer? You guys want me to talk about Dahmer? Andor needs to do a Dahmer. I don't really know what... See, I didn't watch the show. I didn't watch Dahmer. My wife did. So, like, when I'm at work... So I work 24-hour shifts, and then I'm off for 2 days. So, like, she picks some shows that I'm really... She'll, like, text me and be like, do you want to watch this? And I'm like, nah, not really. Go ahead. So she'll watch something that I'm not really that interested in. So she watched Dahmer.
Maple
Just,
bacon,
one sec.
and jam by Stonewall Kitchen on a burger. Francis Ford Coppola's The Conversation, 1974. Breckenridge Vanilla Porter.
Dude.
Oh, Jeebus. Have a good night.
Still
haven't watched.
Disappointed
face.
Vince, thank you so much, man. Give me 1 sec. That vanilla porter. Give me 1 sec. Oh yeah, Dahmer. I don't know why. My wife loves shows like that, serial killer shit. I think it's common with, like, so many of my buddies will be like, yeah, my wife's into that shit too. I don't understand it. I mean, I get it. You know, we like all like different things, but like, if I'm going to sit down and watch a show, I mean, I'm sure it was great. I'm sure it was super entertaining. I'm sure it was really well done. Evan Peters is a drastically underappreciated and underrated actor. He's one of the best out there these days. But if I'm going to sit down and watch a show, I would rather watch something than serial killer stuff. I don't know. I get the heebie-jeebies. I see enough creepy shit in real life. But yeah. And Vince, thank you so much, and Andrew as well. Vince says maple bacon onion jam by Stonewall Kitchen on a burger. That I don't believe I've had that. There is a oh, we're talking about food again. Let me Google this. Maple bacon onion jam Stonewall Kitchen. I'm gonna pull this up because it sounds good. Oh, I've recognized the label. I've had some of their jams before, actually. You know what's funny? My where somebody in my family used to work, you wouldn't suspect. Oh, it was a Hallmark years ago, a couple of years ago. They used to sell Stonewall Kitchen stuff, and I recognized this label. I don't think I've ever had this. I know I would. I would have remembered, but there used to be a burger place where our old house was, like downtown Jacksonville, and it was called Blind Rabbit, and this burger place had like one of my all-time favorite. Oh, did I say bourbon? Did I say bourbon like 3 times as I was reading it? Am I drunk? No, I'm not drunk. Weird. So there was a maybe maple bourbon is. I get maple bourbon Knob Creek for my birthday every year, so maybe that's on my mind. What am I talking about? Oh, that burger had a maple bacon glaze on it. It probably wasn't that. I think they made it from scratch, but it was like a maple bacon burger, and it was goddamn delicious. So I'm gonna have to pick this up whenever I see it. But you said Breckenridge Vanilla Porter. That is like, how do I put it? So as we're getting closer to like pumpkin beer season, you know, September, October, November, we always buy that Breckenridge Vanilla Porter. They always have a 6-pack of it at Publix. And that's kind of our go-to, like, oh, it's starting to get a little cooler outside. Let's just get this until the pumpkin beers start filtering in. It's solid. It's a solid beer. Always dependable. Always there. But yeah, it's really good, man, for sure. I've never heard of The Conversation, I don't think. Conversation, 1974. Gene Hackman, Harrison Ford. Surveillance expert Harry Call is hired by a mysterious client's what is that word? Brusque? Abrupt or offhand in speech or manner. Detail young couple tracking the pair through San Francisco Union Square, calls associated with Stan. Conversation tormented by memories. No, I've never seen this. I don't think I've ever heard of it either. It's got a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Impressive. Oh, I recognize this cover. I recognize the movie poster. Never seen it though. All right, we'll have to add that. We've been looking at like to watch older movies and stuff like that because a lot of stuff is just shit. I mean, it's just shit. But all right, it's a slow burn. Good. I'll check that out. Yeah, you need to get on Andor. I think you'll like it. I think it's right up Vince's alley. But what was I gonna say? Damn it. I was gonna mention something to you. I can't remember now. Oh, the latest movie we watched was The Witch. The Vivitch. It was all right. Really well acted. But like for me, you know, so weird, creepy shit like that. That's very, I don't really know how to put it, like religious based, I guess, maybe. Like devils and witches and shit like that. It doesn't really do anything for me. Like, it doesn't creep me out at all. And I kind of like, maybe I'm probably wrong about this, but maybe if I was, I'm not religious. Maybe if I was religious and like thought all that shit was like real and like, maybe it would creep me out. Maybe it would have an impact on me. Like, I watch it and I'm just like, cool, witches, like, neato, devil goats, like, I don't know. Yeah. Like, if I'm looking to watch something creepy, I don't know. I don't know. I like messed up, weird shit that just makes you feel icky. And religious-based stories like The Witch that, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really do anything for me. It was really well acted. I'll give it that. But I saw it. We watched it. You know, we were like, oh, it has a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty great for a horror movie. We watched it and we were like, whatever. But, yeah. Yeah, that's another reason that we watched it. We saw that it was directed by the guy who made Northman and Lighthouse. But those are, what's funny, Vince, is those are two movies we've never seen before that we've wanted to watch. But we were in the mood for something like a little Halloween-y, right? So we watched this. Yeah, it was all right. Anyway, Andrew Rodriguez, thank you so much, man. One of the characters in Andor is also on the show called The Bear. Forgot the actor's name, but also a great show. Yeah, Andrew, that was kind of surprising. We've watched The Bear. We watched it all in a matter of a couple days. Really good show. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already watched it, and I'm preaching to the choir, but The Bear is a really good show. It's on Hulu. And yeah, when I saw that guy pop up in Andor, I was like, oh shit. Oh, wow. He's everywhere now. Let me see. What's the actor's name? Eben Moss Backrack. Okay, he is American. Interesting. There were a few lines of dialogue in the latest episode that he said a couple lines, and then I was like, I wonder if he's like from the UK or something like that. You ever watch a movie or a show and you know you're with a character, listen to them speak and all that kind of stuff, and then they say a word or even their cadence of speaking is something, and you're like, oh, I wonder if that guy's doing an American accent. You know, that was I thought about that with him in a couple lines of dialogue in the latest episode, but no, he's American, so maybe I was just going out of my mind. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's great in it. And I don't think I've seen anything. Oh, he's in The Dropout? What was he in The Dropout? Oh, oh, that's right. He played the journalist. That's right. Okay. I've seen him in something before then. I was going to say I don't think I've ever seen him in something before. He was in The Dropout. I'm looking at his IMDb. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything else of his. Anyway, I appreciate that, Andrew. Oh, he was in an episode of Black Mirror. I've only seen a few of those. The ones that I've seen are great. Vince says, before I leave, dude, what's your favorite James Webb photo? Truthfully, man, my favorite James Webb photo kind of parallels my favorite Hubble photo. The deep field image. I think it was the first one that they ever released from James Webb. Yeah, I mean, we've seen beautiful images of nebula, beautiful images of galaxy cluster, all sorts of beautiful images. But there's something about the James Webb deep field photos, even the Hubble deep field photos, that show, thousands of galaxies in a pinpoint image of the night sky. That is, if you know what it is, to me, it's hard to be. For me, I don't think anything will trump that. As beautiful as some of the other images are, this is mind melting. The fact of this image. It's beautiful in its own way, but when you're staring at an image of the night sky, basically, if you were to stand on Earth and hold up like a quarter above your head, that's the patch of sky that this represents, right? And in that little tiny patch of sky, there are thousands of galaxies. That's hard to beat. Seeing thousands of galaxies in a single image, each with hundreds of billions of stars, peering back in time, basically. It's hard to beat, So, just the brain explosion that gives you, it's hard to beat for sure. But anyway. What's your favorite live-action Star Wars theme? Mando, for sure. The theme of Andor, even Boba Fett and Kenobi, they don't stick in my brain. They don't really stick in my brain. They're not hummable. I don't say, hey, Alexa, play the Kenobi theme. But I do say, hey, Alexa, play the Mandalorian theme. Boba Fett theme was cool. It had the, hey, that voice. I can't remember exactly how it went, but I remember liking it. But yeah. Weed, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. Weed just says cheers. Well, hell yeah, man. I thank you so much for the super chat and channel support this evening. I appreciate the hell out of that. A simple cheers into the tip jar. I appreciate that, man. Cheers right back at you as I clink. I don't know if you can hear that. Clink a little can of Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Thankfully not spilling it all over my Rode microphone like an idiot, because I'm prone to spillage for sure. Anyway, Vince, if you're still here, well, I was gonna tell. I'm reading a book right now. I was gonna tell everybody what book I'm reading, but I'm not gonna. I don't want anybody to spoil it for me. When I'm done with the book, I'm gonna do a review of it because it's impacted me so much. I love it. It's instantly become. I'm only 70, according to my Kindle, I'm like 72% done with it. But even in those 72%, the 72% that I've read, it's become one of my all-time favorite books. It's fantastic. And I'll do. Why am I even talking about it right now? I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't know, because it's exciting to me. But I will do a review of this book whenever I'm hoping to finish it in the next week. The only time that I usually read is when I lay in my bed at work and read a couple chapters a night. I don't. Well, Oscar, it's yeah, I don't know. You know, it's all, every stream is different, right? I don't even know what day it is today. Thursday. What's up, Stuart? Samuel asks, have you ever played Overwatch? No, I never have. At least I don't think I have. Let me see. Overwatch. I don't think I have. I've played Apex a couple times, but no, I don't think I've ever played Overwatch. I have a hard time getting into games like that for whatever reason. I still, like, if I'm playing in an arena shooter, is that what that is? I think that's what that is. If I'm playing, like, an arena shooter, like a, whatever they're called, I still like, I prefer a game like PUBG over Apex or Overwatch or Fortnite, just because, you know, there's a realistic quality to PUBG. I remember the first time I was playing Fortnite, you know, running, shooting a guy, chasing after a guy, and all of a sudden he, like, builds a fort in front of me and kills me, and I'm like, screw this game. It's not for me. But yeah. I haven't really played much of anything lately. I got Hell Let Loose on Steam. I really like games like that. Hell Let Loose is a super realistic World War II shooter. I've played Postscriptum, which is another like super realistic World War II shooter. I played that for, I feel like I've been playing it for a couple of years, and I finally ended up getting Hell Let Loose. And they're similar. They're similar games. I think Hell Let Loose is a little more polished, but yeah, those kind of games are right up my alley. You know, one shot, one kill, super realistic. You know, communication is key. Yeah. Yeah, we did. Andrew, we watched the Super Mario Brothers trailer earlier with my daughter on the couch. It looks fun, man. I'm all into it. I'm into it for sure. William asks, do you feel Andor might change how Disney approaches future stories? I certainly hope so. It's very promising. I absolutely hope so. Andor is such a goddamn breath of fresh air. I've been saying it for a while, but a lot of Star Wars, I mean, live action, it started to feel a little formulaic. Even the way they're shot, a lot of stuff began to feel repetitive and formulaic and kind of stagnant to me. This relies on the drama. It's the quality of the production, in my opinion, is light years better than the other live action shows that we've gotten. I mean, Mandalorian is up there too, but I think this takes the cake in terms of quality of production. So yeah, I hope Disney continues to make shows that take chances, feel different than what's come before, right? That's just me. Even, it's kind of funny, like, I didn't think the show would be like this. I thought there was a little trailer trickery. When the trailer started coming out, I got really excited for the show because it felt very dialogue heavy. I even mentioned this in like my first trailer talk from the first trailer. It reminded me of Game of Thrones. And I was really happy to see that, you know, the tone that was set in the trailers matched the tone that was set in the show. You know, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of chess pieces in the show, a lot of motivations, a lot of mystery, a lot of drama, and it's on track to be my favorite Star Wars live action show, at least. Just, you know, I wasn't a big fan of the Boba Fett show. I wasn't a big fan of the Kenobi show. Mandalorian is great. First season especially. The second season kind of left me behind a little bit. Still really enjoyed it. But this is on track to be right. It's right up my alley. It's right up my alley. Do you think Andor opens the door to more variety in their stories, like maybe a horror-centric Star Wars story, Henry Lewis? I sure hope so. We need variety. I mean, Star Wars can be anything. Star Wars can be a political thriller like the Bloodline novel starring Leia Organa, right? Which is my favorite Star Wars book, I think. Star Wars can be have a variety of storytelling, right? If we continue to just kind of mulch over the same shit and kind of follow the same formula, and you know, to me it gets boring and stagnant. We need wide variety of storytelling. We need wide variety of tones. We need wide variety of characters and pacing, right? And we also have to realize that we're not going to like everything that comes out under the banner of Star Wars. That's the way it's always been, right? I mean, forever, I'm 36, and my entire life there's been Star Wars that I love, there's been Star Wars that I don't like, right? And that's the way it was before Disney acquired the franchise, and that's the way it is now for me. So, we also have to realize that, you know, if you don't like a project, cool, man, there's going to be something else that comes down the line, and hopefully you like that better, right? But I'm super excited. Yeah, we got Oga's Cantina reservations in like a month. I can't wait. Never been there. Never been to Oga's. Been to Galaxy's Edge a handful of times, but Oga's Cantina coming up. First time. Going to take a lot of pictures in the first 5 minutes, and then I'm just going to sit and absorb it. We're going to have a bunch of drinks, and yeah. I was like, oh, I really want to get that indoor collector's cup. But now I'm thinking I probably won't, just because why do I need that? I'm not a collector. I don't collect stuff. I don't have that, like, collector's itch. I don't buy much of anything when it comes to, I don't know, Star Wars or anything, really. Like, I get a couple... I'll occasionally, like, buy a book. If I read a book on my Kindle and I love it, I usually end up buying it in hardback just to have in my office or something like that. But, like... Now I'm thinking, why do I need to spend like $40 on a collector's cup from Galaxy's Edge? I don't need that. Yeah. I'm nitpicky when it comes to collect. Yeah, Stuart, the only things that I've ever really collected in my life are, and I haven't done this in a long time, I used to collect shot glasses. I still have a ton of shot glasses from places that I've been all around the world. And I used to collect coffee mugs. You know, occasionally I'll still buy a coffee mug if I'm somewhere cool and they have a coffee mug and I want to, you know, have a little... I used to like collect things from places that I've been. You know, not like action figures or goddamn Funko Pops or anything like that, but, you know, places that have a memory to them, right? Like, or things that have a memory to them of a place that I've been. But I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, Oscar. I mean, not Oscar, Andrew. I don't know if I ever took pictures of my shot glasses way back in the day. We used to have them displayed in our old house. We used to live in a house. Our first house that we ever owned, we lived there for 5 years. And in the kitchen, we had like some, like, I don't know, like old Coke bottle crates. And I don't know how many, like, think of it, I mean, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but like a crate, an old crate that would hold like glass Coke bottles, but if you turn it vertical and you hang it on the wall, I don't know, there's like 25 openings for where Coke bottles would go, but they fit shot glasses perfectly. So we displayed some shot glasses in there, and, you know, every place that I had been, I bought a shot glass, even like Guantanamo Bay when I was there in the Navy. Places from all around the world, and it was cool, and now they're boxed up in the attic. Maybe I'll put some in my office, but I don't know. Alright, guys. We did an hour. I gotta wake up at 5, get ready to go to work. Yeah, Stuart, I started the stream, and then I accidentally clicked stop stream, and then I clicked start stream again, and I don't know if that messed anything up, but it took like 20 minutes for like 15 people to get in here, so I don't even know if people got notifications or anything like that. So this was low key, man. It was a good time. But all right, everybody, that's it for me. We're gonna go research Oga's Cantina since we're going in a month. Build a little excitement. So yeah, I don't know when the next time I stream will be. It might be in a couple days, might be in a week, who knows. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, man. If you supported the channel through super chats, cheers. I appreciate the hell out of that. If you just shot the shit in the chat, I appreciate that as well. But all right, that's it for me. All right, guys. Have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I'll catch you all on the flip side. Cool? Cool. All right. Stay safe out there. See ya. Oh, Mr. Oscar, thank you so much for coming in with the final super chat. I love this idea. Oscar says, how about a Star Wars show like Clerks about DS janitors? I like that. I could see that being even like a web series. That reminds me of an idea that I've had forever. Forever and ever, I've wanted to write like a screenplay in the style of Clerks, you know, heavy dialogue and all that kind of stuff, but about the Navy, since I was in the Navy. You know, whenever you see like a Navy movie or something like that, it's always badass and like jets taking off of runways and like helicopters landing on aircraft carriers, and it's always super badass. But I think it would be funny to have a movie about the Navy that is like Clerks, that you know, where people are just shooting the shit and they're bored for 7 months on a boat. There's a lot of hilarity and deep conversations to be mined from that experience. Like, I even thought of the opening of this, like, you'd have jets land on the aircraft carrier, badass music playing, right? And then the camera would pan down level to level to level in the ship until you get down. The music keeps playing until you get down to like the berthing, where a guy's, and the camera zooms in to the head, and then there's a guy taking a shit, and like that would start the movie. You know, it would go from, oh, every movie you've ever seen about the Navy is just so badass, and then it just kicks off what this story is going to be. Like the everyday Navy people bullshitting. I just think it would be fun. Anyway, I appreciate that, Oscar. I hope you're still here. You say, there goes my $2. I hope you're still here, man. But if you're not, I appreciate that channel support. If you are, I appreciate it.